How are you, Chef? I'm doing fantastic. Old Shadow Geek, how are you doing things with you? We're doing ourselves a apple, cinnamon, and ginger. Apple, cinnamon, ginger, pumpkin. Have I correct that? Yeah, pumpkin muffin. Sorry. So we're going to help you a sponge for it, and we're also going to be doing charred apples with it, apple puree. Some. We also use the pumpkin seeds, honey glazed pumpkin seeds, toasted walnuts, and a little bit of apple puree as well. So let's have a look at this apple puree, guys. It's looking pretty good. It's not far off. It's softening up now. So let's get... Actually, I'll leave my blender here because we're going to need to blend up the apples anyway. So instead of moving it twice, get that all sorted. Okay. Peter UK, how's it going, my friend? How are you? Twitch doesn't promote non-gaming so much, but they did lower the partner threshold for creative streamers, including cooking, quite a while ago. Yeah, they did. But, you know, I'd rather move on from the topic rather than talking about it, as I said. But to be fair, you know, you just got to try and advertise yourself and other, you know, creative streamers for sure, more than anything. Chef, any quick tips for cooking salmon? I want to treat my lady. Oh my god, she does a lot, and I don't know how she copes. What kind of recipes are you kind of looking for then? Some kind of, what is it, smoked salmon, or do you mean like fillet of salmon? Those kind of salmons? What kind of salmon are you after? Where are we at now? Also, thank you, Old Shadow Geek, for the host as well. Really appreciate that. And Foreskin, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Problem with moving to the US, UK, it's very hard to move from either those two countries basically without having a sponsorship and large international company or having a fiancé, spouse in destination country. In other circumstances, good luck. And even if you have a spouse in destination country, the visas are expensive and some of them have income requirements for sponsoring parties. Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know, you've just got to look into it and, you know, do the best you can for sure. Hi, Chef. Good, thanks. Yourself? I'm doing awesome, Peter. Thank you so much for asking. It's lovely to see you again, and hope everything's well with you. Did you get my email okay, Peter? I hope that all went through for you okay. Where are we at now? Need fuel to art? No problem, Joe. Not a problem at all. Right, okay. So. But yeah, if you need that salmon dish, Parksy, please feel free to elaborate on that if it's like smoked salmon or something, or well, hey, there we go, beautiful, nice and soft. But yeah, if it's smoked salmon or if it's maybe just fillet of salmon, let me know, and I can get some ideas on the flow for you, and you can then decide, like, you know, what you want to do. All right, so let's give this a bit of a clean and dry, and then we can press on and get this puree, and we start making the cake mix as such for the muffins. And we can start carving for this afternoon as well. So let's get this all put away. So yeah, guys, if you haven't entered the giveaway as well, please, guys, please feel free to do so. It's a brand new giveaway, so £10, $10 Amazon gift card from last week. And the person who won it on Tuesday was Cortex House. So congratulations to him for the £10, $10 Amazon gift card. So yeah, please feel free to enter that. That ends in 11 days. Also, the knife giveaway ends in 3 days. So if you haven't entered to win that Kuma knife, please feel free to enter that as well. That's only going to go for another 3 days. So hope you guys, hope so many wins. Good luck. Good luck, guys. Let's give this all a bit of a clean and a dry. Beautiful. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of pumpkin carving as well for later on, even though it's not part of the dish. I thought I'd give it a little bit of a practice, a little bit of a go, and see how we go. So far, we've hollowed it out, so it's looking really, really good. We've also used the insides, most of the flesh, to kind of blend down into a nice little puree as well to go into the muffin mix. So absolutely brilliant. Yeah, it turned out fine. So we put some cinnamon and ginger already in that pumpkin puree as well. Get some great flavors going on in there. So we can get that into the sponge mix itself. So do I still need this? I do, for the puree. So let's leave that there. Magic. Whoa, let's go easy with the water on the laptop. Let's move my laptop over a little bit. Yeah, water and laptop do not go very well together, so let's not destroy the laptop. Otherwise I won't be able to stream, and then we will be buggered. So, where are we at now? Well, chef, I think the fillet, but not a good cook. I mean, there's quite some simple dishes you could probably do for sure. It depends what kind of foods you want to kind of go with. I could guess I could give you some really simple ones, which aren't like, they're not healthy, but if it's for like a one-off occasion, one treat kind of thing, then I'd suggest it. But maybe you could do like the salmon fillet, right? Very simple, very easy. Make sure it's descaled, right? Make sure there's no scales on the skin. And you can ask that from your local fishmonger. And what you want to do is cook off some like new potatoes or small little potatoes if you can get hold of some. Cook them down in some water, dry them out, and then you crush them down. Add a little bit of butter. You can add some chives. You can add some spring onions. You can add like some lemon juice and zest, some seasoning in there, and then you can pan fry your salmon fillet with a little bit of oil, skin side down in a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil in there. Sear it off until it's nice and crispy. Turn it over and then cook out as, you know, if you like the salmon slightly pink in the middle, I'd cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes, but depending on the thickness, cook it out until it's nice. Squeeze the lemon juice and then just baste it in the lemon juice and take it off, let it rest on the side. And you can also do some like roasted vegetables with it if you really wanted to. So dice up some Mediterranean veg cooked off with, you know, I don't know, you could probably put some herbs and stuff in there if you wanted to. Or you could make yourself a ratatouille if you wanted to, with some tomato sauce and some diced up vegetables going through it. Or if you want to keep it straightforward, just go with the roasted veg. Maybe if you want to go from, if you don't want to use potato, you could probably use sweet potato if you wanted to. You know, there's lots of great options as well. But yeah, if she likes salmon, give it a go. Or maybe you can make a pasta salmon. So make a nice little cook off some pasta with some either, I don't know, whatever sauce you want to kind of elaborate with. Maybe some lemon butter sauce to go with it. Or maybe you want to do some roasted vegetables with some tomato sauce mixed in with the pasta. You can really, you know, definitely elaborate lots and lots of different ways. So maybe that's given you some ideas for sure. You can even pan roast the salmon fillet off if you want in the oven. Just be careful you don't overcook it, and it can become a little bit dry when you roast fish off in the oven. So you just have to be careful and just try and keep the moisture in there. You could foil it up. Depends if you want the crispy skin in there or not. So I hope I've elaborated a little bit for you for that. Ryzen Phoenix, how are you doing? I'm a better baker than a cook. That's fair enough. Hope you're doing well. Manzi with that beautiful host, and Johnny Boy G. How's it going? Guys, if you're not following Johnny Boy G, or Janny Boy G, how's it going, dude? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, give him a follow. Honestly, he does some fantastic artwork. What's up, my friend? Manzi, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the host. Are you doing well? It's great to see you. How is your wonderful... Is it Thursday today? It is. How is your wonderful Thursday going, my friend? Brains.
BR-Eins.
BR-Eins. I see. I see, it's like that now, is it? Dude, thank you so much for the 25 bits. Appreciate it. Much love. How are you doing, Manzi? What have you been up to? How is your Thursday going? Ruined Kappa face. Yeah, because you called him Janny Warbot. That's what he was on about. That's what he's on about, good sir. Oh, what's going on?
Brains Kappa.
I thought it was Brian's though. Brian's. I was like, who's Brian? I thought Brian was after something. I was like, who's Brian? Brian, your best friend. Brains indeed. I knew what you meant. I was winding you up, Manzi. Thank you so much for the 25 bits. Hope you're doing well, good sir. What have you been up to? So, let's have a look. Give these a little bit of a clean and a wash, and then what we're going to do is going to start making the cake mixture while the oven's still on. And cool, that's all, everything done. Let's pop that over there. We're going to start making the cake mix now, and I'm going to drain off that first, the apple puree. Get that nice and dry. There's a lot of moisture in there, so what you want to do is just put the apple puree in there just to drip off any excess moisture, otherwise you'll end up with quite a wet puree, which I don't really want to have ultra soggy. It goes on the plate. So I want it slightly thick, but not too wet. Okay, let's pop that in the wash. Beautiful. So that's just going to drain off any excess liquid that's in there, and then what we're going to do, we're going to blend that up very shortly. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get myself one of the bowls that I've just put away for the cake mix, and we're going to start weighing this out. Oh my goodness, Daddy Longlegs, thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing today? How are things with you? Are you doing well? So let's have a look. So let's pop this away. Tux, have you missed the wash? I forgot to turn the camera, but I think you weren't here, were you? How are you doing, Tux? Welcome back. I think you missed the wash up. It's okay, we'll have another wash up very shortly. Love that little cute frying pan. You got the walnuts in. Yeah, so this is an egg pan. It's a non-stick egg pan. Very cool to cook like little tiny. If you want healthier eggs and such, you don't need as much oil in this because it's non-stick. This non-stick's a little bit old now. I've had this pan for quite a long time, but it does help reduce the amount of fat you put in for like frying eggs and things. So it is quite handy. It's nice to make little hash browns and all sorts in them, and you can even make like little tart-tatans, or even make yourself some Yorkshire puddings in there. Fantastic. I love those little pans. They're amazing. Really good. Right, so we're going to make this cake mixture, or the healthier cake mixture, which I usually make for the muffins itself. So what we're going to do, I'll put about 40 grams of each, which should be plenty. Should be ample enough. So let's have a look. So it's roughly about, I'd say it was about near enough 20. I might have been eating, there you go then. That's probably why. I was looking out for you, but I didn't turn the camera because you wasn't here. I was just like, it's okay, he's not here. And I thought, he's going to be upset when he gets back. But we'll do more washing up, Tux, don't worry. Do not threat. So, I mean, yeah, that little tiny frying pan, it's called an egg pan over for you guys. We call it Bellini pan, you know, whatever you're kind of used to kind of calling it. But yeah, they're really handy, and they're not actually that expensive either. So if you are looking to buy one, you can get them off Amazon for roughly about, I don't know, $5 or £5, give or take. They're not that expensive. There's some that are probably about £7 or £8 probably, but it's not too bad. Right, so what we're going to do, crack an egg and some oil in there. Johnny, what's with the face? What's with the face, dude? So I've got some rapeseed oil here, so I'm going to put about 40 grams in here. So let's reset that. Brilliant. Chess, do you care about anyone else enough to show them the washing live? I actually generally forgot because I was like talking about it, so I'm glad you weren't here. So otherwise, I think you would have gone mad with me, even if you were. So I just generally was in the midst of conversation, and I just went into autopilot mode. Sometimes I do it and I forget, but of course I care. If somebody asked me, I would have done it, but I was just in the midst of conversations when I was washing up. So 40 grams. There we go, 40 grams. Beautiful. Of oil. I'm going to crack an egg in there as well, just one egg. Don't need a lot. One eggy. So let's crack this in here. So give this a bit of a clean. Clean and wash your hands. Brilliant. Hurry up, my internet is acting up and I don't know why. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit of a pain when your internet acts up. Mine acts up sometimes, but so far it hasn't really acted up much when I've been streaming. So I've been kind of lucky with that, I guess. Touch wood, it doesn't act up today. So what we're going to do is whisk up the eggs, the honey, and the oil. So I'm going to whisk this up until it's nice and light. We're going to use a little bit of... we're going to use self-raising instead of plain today, so I want a bit of a rise out of it.